Fight. Hello and welcome to the Matrixxx Groove Hour. It is 3/21, March 21st, 2019. It is 1:02 p.m. on the East Coast. And we've got a lot of Q drops, and they're not going to be easy. They're not going to be easy to go through, but we're going to go through them. And I want to bring over my partner in justice at Shady Groove with 3 O's right over here. Shady, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, Matrixxx. Hey, Anons, all you wonderful Patriots out there. Thanks so much for coming around and joining us. What you said there at the beginning is very true. Some of the stuff that we're going to be going over today is going to be tough for you guys, but we're going to go through it, and we're going to be as gentle as we can. But we're moving into a phase of this operation where Q has told us that those who choose not to know will be allowed to, and we would like to extend that recommendation to you as well. This is going to be some very in-depth and hard to see stuff, and we're just going to tell you that right up front. Thanks to everybody for joining us, and let's dig into it a little bit, bud.
Yeah, I'd like to start it off with this. This is the armor of God. Q has dropped this 4 times, and I basically wouldn't mind all of us just armoring up. No matter what you believe, what you think, Q has dropped this. It's very important to fight our enemies that we're dealing with, and so this is the armor of God. Finally be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on your full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation of the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions, with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for the Lord's people. Q. Amen. So yeah, the Shady, I just wanted to start off with that because, yes, they were pretty crazy drops yesterday.
Yes, they were, and all of you out there to help us with this. For everyone that's been involved for the last year and a half, most everyone knows what we're talking about. This is getting this information into the conversation of the discussion is not going to be easy, but this is where Q is pointing us to, and we are going to focus and march forward and let other people recognize what is really going on that is being hidden from you by the people that tell you the news.
Everything is being hidden from us. Everything that we know is perhaps a lie, and that's really hard to get your head around. But we're here to expose some of those lies and be the real, voice out there, telling truth. Anyways, just telling truth, not any authority on anything. This is a journey, an individual journey for all of us. But we're here together to come together to talk about what we found and what we see, and talk about everything, taking our emotions out of everything and just dealing with facts. So here we go. We're going to dig right into the Q post, Shady. We've got interesting Q post here. I want to just kind of just let you guys know that 3125 was that the first one here? No, I'm sorry. It was 3124. Excuse me. And we were on the Tori Says show, Shady. And yesterday, yes. We were there from 12 to 2, okay, p.m. And at 1:39 p.m., right after we were talking about the clock, and she was wanting to get on about numbers, and we were saying, well, I don't really know if the Q clock has not been confirmed by Q, and what we can do is we can talk about future proofs past. And she's like, what do you think about the countdown? And I go, well, we don't, we're trying to figure out the countdown. And Q actually dropped something that we were actually talking about. She was even talking about what John Solomon talked about, and let's just get right into it. I thought it was very interesting. Shady, I'm going to go over to John Solomon report. If you want to just add something real quick, go ahead.
Yeah, this is interesting because this is the lead in talking about the Ukraine and stuff. But yesterday, whenever we were on the air with her, it was it's crazy how fast the time goes by. Whenever we're there, we did 2 hours with her, and it just zips right past. But I feel like we're all coming together in this way. It really doesn't seem to matter where we're coming from. We're all just coming together to the information at such a rate, and to see the participation and the help we've gotten from Tory and Red State Radio, and to see all of the other people out there that are talking about these things in real time, I think was a big part of what Q was trying to do for us. And now that Q is pointing us right straight to articles, pointing us right straight to Twitter accounts, and giving us the one-to-one comms. We actually had another Zero Delta yesterday. We'll get into in a second, but it really is it really is Russian collusion, guys, and we're getting ready to see a whole can of worms opened up with all of this stuff from what they really did behind the scenes in Ukraine. Q linking us to this John Solomon article talking about the senior Ukrainian official saying he opened a probe into the U.S. election interference. This is opening a probe into real election interference in Ukraine. So going on through talking about, maybe not read the article, but talking about the connections to Hillary. And I want to bring you back to the deal that the president made with Ukraine, I think it was a year and a half ago, where we made a military deal with them. A lot of people speculating that maybe that deal was hinged on us getting stuff like this to move forward in their country. So they're looking into election meddling from Ukraine, and we have officials in Ukraine doing that, cooperating with our DOJ, it looks like, from this article.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is interesting too. So we're going to just cruise back to that, and it also goes to Fox News. Obama White House counsel faces possible prosecution in the Mueller initiated probe. So, wow,
tables are turning a little bit.
Yes, and Q goes on to say, numbers do not always equate to days. The face of a watch/clock has multiple versions. Incorrect interpretations pushed as statements of fact often lead to pitfalls. Stranglehold, choke tactic used by attackers. Increase in attacks, deplatform, shill infiltration, MSM, fake MAGA direct links to terrorism, acts of violence, only demonstrate validity to close proximity to justice. Pain in the kill box. Now, we were also talking, I called out Jack Posobiec. I talked about how didn't we talk about how they're taking down platforms and making other platform, like Praying Medic, what happened to him, right? There's a bunch of Praying Medic fake accounts. Also, remember this John Solomon Reports article? I just want to quickly show you a future proves past, because John Solomon, Ukraine opens up. John Solomon says Ukraine opens up probe into foreign effort to influence U.S. election to help Hillary Clinton, and that was at 1:39 p.m. And then at 10:40 p.m., Donald Trump says John Solomon, as Russian collusion fades, Ukrainian plot to help Clinton emerges. So our POTUS is again tweeting exactly what Q is giving you and I. Amazing.
One-to-one comms.
One-to-one comms, exactly. Then the next one here is 3125, and it goes to draw and strike. And this is a very good thread to read. It says, I'm still laughing my bleep off at those who think the entire plot was exposed, aired out in the public for the last year and a half so that... ... Can you believe this? I mean, really. They can let all the plotters walk away. My God, some people are dumb. And that's a whole thread in here as well. So this is something really good to look at if you guys have time. But I wanted to quickly just show you with that post. Here's some other ones that I kind of saw that was interesting. Why we call Spygate is more massive and far-reaching for most that you know. For more than you know, entire CIA networks are being rolled up. When you begin rolling all this out, the ground has to be ready or there will be massive upheaval. Do you see what's happening here? When this gets rolled out, Democrats, DNC media, Never Trump, etc., are going to realize that it's really being done.
Well, they're going to realize that
they're
we all
serious
have
about they're serious about not just airing all this stuff out, but also prosecuting the people that did it, and they're going to try literally to start a civil war. Now, real quick, Shady, before I go to you, I have a friend that's texting me saying, "Oh my gosh, do you think it's ridiculous that our president is talking about dead people like McCain?" And I'm like, "No, he's a traitor. He's a treason." He's like, "Oh my gosh, that's not politically safe. That's not sound." I mean, so he's like, "I'm arguing with people and they're blocking me." I'm like, "Dude, we're drip dropping it in there. Relax. They're not ready for it." And this Cube post linking to Draw and Strike Brian Cates, these words highlighted basically tell you what's happening. They are not ready yet. When it gets rolled out, they're going to be ready and they're going to realize what's really being done. Go ahead, Shady.
Yeah, but I was just kind of going to reiterate that this is this is coming out into the conversation in a way that's going to really trigger the other side. And even watching Fox News now, Fox News is starting to really go off the rail. But yesterday, and the way that they
and Paul Ryan is now on the board of directors for Fox.
That's right, and they brought in Donna Brazile to be on air. She was on like all the shows and stuff. But the stuff that has been going on behind the scenes in all of this is unbelievable, guys. And the way that they've been moving and manipulating the information, and now to Fox, with the Fox News and talking about the McCain thing. I mean, yesterday they were going, every person on Fox News pretty much was attacking the president because of the things that he said about the war hero John McCain. This narrative that No Name, sorry, I said that more than once.
I threw up a little, dude. I'm sorry. I said it too.
More than once. But the idea that this guy is a war hero is absurd. It's absolutely absurd, and we have got to break through the chains of this. You can see the chain link fence that is the narrative. He's a war hero. Oh, he did this. He did none of that stuff. He ratted out our troop placements in Vietnam. He burned like two ships
saying his name
for wet starting. I mean, so there's so much there that has been covered up, and now they're saying, oh well, because he voted down on the Obamacare thing, that's the reason that Trump is going after him, because it's just so funny how they lie and manipulate just for their end means. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, Republican or Democrat, swamp is swamp.
And Guardians of Intelligence, hello Patriot, how are you? He says, Brian Cates nails it with this thread. Q is performing brain surgery and isn't telling everyone how he's doing it. That's right. That's a great way to sum that up, my friend. Very, very good comment. So we saw a Draw and Strike here on Q Post 3125 at 2:11 and 41 seconds. And it goes on to say, the attempted coup, treason in Killbox, opens the public door to more serious ... 6 dots, right? The pill must be easy to swallow. The lead in, the public must be prepared for what's about to come. The Clinton Foundation, and then 25 pluses right here. And Shady has a theory on that, but it also could be 25 people. And Shady, what do you think the 25 is?
I'm not sure. 25, 5 times 5, 5, 5?
5 by 5.
That may be oversimplistic, but
right. So that's very interesting. Let me go over to here because I want to see if I have this one. I had something about, maybe it's a little bit later, but we'll keep going through the posts. So this one here is 326. Shady, 3126. Do you want to take it, Shady?
On 3126, Q post, did both of Hussein's parents learn Russian? Is Russian a common language to learn? Think then, think now, think Nelly Orr. Why would you need to know how to speak Russian in their fields of practice? Public fields? Question mark. The Cold War. Killbox, A, B, C, double killbox on C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, ... Q. Boom.
I know, right?
The lead in, right? The post right before the lead in, public opening the door to more serious. It doesn't really get more serious than Q and all of the Anons revealing to the world that Hussein's parents were KGB.
Yeah, and also that John McCain. I said his name again. That's in case people don't know that No Name is John McCain. No Name wanted to kill our president. Okay, he is part of a coup, treason, and wanted to kill our president. People, and I'm supposed to back that up and respect that. I'm
and
sorry.
then and then he forced the president to show up.
Right, right. So stay tuned, guys. This a lot of stuff is happening now. We take a look at some of that. You know, the thing here too in that article. There's an audio tape where several men, one of had a similar voice of Mr. Stitnick, discussed the matter. So that's very interesting too. There could be tapes, and then I just kind of was just brainstorming here. All this ABC is that the alphabet agencies, and C could be Comey and Clinton or the foundation, but we know CF is just spitballing theory. That's why there's question marks, and then is DEFG Google and Alphabet, and there's your Google and Alphabet, and they are Google. Boom, that's everything there. So that was just spitballing a theory as we're waiting for the next one. And then while attending a Russian language class, Dunham met Barack Obama Sr., the school's first African student. Okay, so that's very interesting. The next post I'd like to take, Shady, because in this particular bread and the breads before it and after it, there's been a lot of cool memes about us, Shady. There's, we're in these memes now, and it's actually kind of a badge of honor. Keep making them, Tin Man. Love them. Me, Crop, Duster, and you were all made in the same meme. That was awesome. I
I
loved
can't think
it.
of two guys I'd rather be in a meme with.
I know, right? And so we're in. So the Anons are in there, filling the bread full of shill. They were also shilling, praying medic in there, and they're us,
And the book and Joe M and
everything.
Mr. Nemos,
Yes.
every person, Lisa May, every single person that has found a voice to speak to you and attempt to bring this message are now being attempted to be torn down the similar way that the shills are on there attempting to tear Q down on those boards.
It's called wrap up smear. It's false. I'm a Mason now, Shady. I didn't know that. It's just incredible the stuff
You
that's
fell
going
into
on.
that without even knowing, did you?
I know. I get so we are in this bread that Q is posting on, okay, along with praying medic and others. Ask yourself a very simple Q. Would the fake news media and other controlled assets expend this amount of time and resource attacking, attempt to discredit, cast as a conspiracy, LARP, this movement, if it did not pose a significant threat, danger in Killbox? You attack those who threaten you the most. Logical thinking, Anons. Logical thinking, Q. All right, so look at that post while they're shilling people in this bread. That's a direct confirmation that people are doing threads on us, Shady. People are spending hours upon hours of time and resource attacking this movement.
Badge of honor.
Badge of honor over the target. All right.
And one thing I wanted to point back to just real quick in the one right before
Yep.
Hussein's parents met in a Russian language class.
Yep.
Just so you know, the Q dropped real early. The drop that said "learn Russian."
Yes, that's right. Learn Russian. That's right. Absolutely. So, ask yourself that question, guys, too. Use discernment. That's all. You trust yourself.
Trust yourself
This is
and,
not a
and
game.
make your own decisions.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so 3127. Man, so we got, we just went over 3127. So basically 3128. We've got a 3077 post from Q on March 14th. And it says, be vigilant at all times. US, UK, France, Italy. See something, say something. Narrative change needed. Fake news attempting to rebrand harmful testimony and instead provide misleading info to their readers. Enemy of the people, Q. And here we go to this. there's a Twitter, and we're going to go to that for a second, but it says 51 children burned alive, enough to change the narrative for days. This is not a game. These people are sick. And there is our breaking 911. Immigrant man hijacked school bus carrying 51 children, locked them inside, and set the bus on fire in possible terrorist attack incident in Milano, Italy. Police quickly rescued the children on board. Thank God. And look at this. Q sent us, guys. Look at this. We knew. Anons knew. This is not a game. This is not a game. All right? And I just kind of scrolling through. I mean, look at you, Anons. Look at you, beautiful Anons and Patriots. Thank God. Look at there's the real praying medic. Now, you know that's the real praying medic because join dates do not change. And he's got 164,000 followers. Okay, that's
also
how you know.
his at name is praying medic. The fake accounts that popped up have a Q for the G, also an underscore is a couple of three or four different. There's 4 different accounts jumped up as praying medic, a couple as QAnon 76, and a few others actually are imitation accounts that are springing up and communicating with each other. So we're thinking that this is the next wave for them to attempt to impersonate us.
Right. Right.
And,
so
and then awesome. Also the account, logged on and talked about, I'm praying medic and I'm going on vacation in Mexico and all this dumb stuff. It was just really.
And I'm going to drink Androchrome. I mean, these people are sick. And we noticed some of the followers have some commonalities too, to like Defango and some other people. So
Titus and those people.
Yeah, just be careful, who you're following. Make sure it's the real praying medic. Praying medic, I asked if he was okay. And he actually replied to mine. Which I was very happy. So, you know who the real praying medic is. If you have any questions, ask anybody out here. So,
but the point on this drop here, guys. March 14th, Q said U.S., UK, France, Italy. Look out for a narrative change needed, and this was an attempt yesterday to use an asset and burn a busload of children to reconstrue the narrative and probably somehow try to blame it on the president. That operation did not work out. They actually did get the kids off the bus, and the person I think was an illegal immigrant who did that.
Yeah. I mean, these people
I may be wrong about that. There was different reports. Some people initially said it was the bus driver, and then others were saying it was someone who tried to hijack the bus. So obviously news from over there is a little sparse.
So then we've got T Boots posted actual video, and Q said, "This is not a game." Q. And here it is. Yeah. So and what she says is shocking video footage in Italy's school bus driver identified as migrant with Senegalese origin sets bus on fire with children and alleged suicide attempt. 12 children brought to the hospital. 1 child severely injured with burn marks. So,
but tragedy avoided.
Thank God.
Somehow.
This is not a game. Deep state. That's to you.
And you have to understand, everybody, the countdown thing. Look at this is pressure being put on. We forced them to pull out to attempt or to do a false flag in New Zealand. they're actually already passing legislation banning all assault rifles in New Zealand. So if you're in New Zealand and you have an assault rifle and it is registered, they're coming for it.
Right, and you can't get to 8chan anymore either. So that was
No, well, you can actually. There are people that are saying that you can use a multiple VPN setup and actually get around the censorship of the boards out there. So if you are in those countries, you can get around them. From what I understand, now that may be inaccurate. I'm
no,
not sure.
that is accurate. I confirmed that. I think Kiwi Patriots out there, he can let us know. But yeah, so they're crafty anons out there that can get there. But the regular normies who don't go there
Right.
anyways can't get there.
And it's being, it's being whatever you call it.
Right, and when I say
Little.
normies, I don't mean that means just regular people, like regular people out there doing their thing. So yeah, so Q3130. This is this is a big one, guys. This is a Daily Mail article about Alan Kruger, noted economist, served Obama, died, and Q points, a portion of this in the article. It says, "It is with tremendous sadness we share that Professor Alan B. Kruger, beloved husband, father, son, brother, and Princeton professor of economics, took his own life over the weekend." A statement from his family reads, and Q says, "Start a list, Q."
And the list is started.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the suicide weekend stuff, guys.
And this is the reason that a lot of this stuff is going to be so hard to take is because people have invited into their homes and adored and loved and watched, give them information or entertain them through movies and television shows. These people's names are going to deteriorate extraordinarily rapidly.
Yeah.
And so this is there's already been a couple of other unusual deaths with the suicide of the one lady who was exposing the whole Epstein Pedogate thing, and she just recently had a run in with a suicide. But high name people are going to choose the easy way out. Actually, Q has asked them, please, it's just easier if you go ahead and take care of it yourself instead of us having to deal with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line of all this, and a lot of it's gonna come into the conversation, and your friends and family out there that are not plugged into anything going on are going to need some help understanding it, and that's what we're here attempting to give you tools to use for.
Yep. All right, so here's Q post 3131. Here's like Tony Podesta, Bill Clinton's, and I got the names in another post, but it's called Bill Clinton JPEG. And Q says, drop 3050. Will the rich and powerful influence the court to prevent that unsealing? Follow the attorney. Who took the pic? Who was located behind the camera? Sex trafficking is real. Q. All right, so real quick, I want to cruise to my Twitter.
And that was linking to the Politico article. All this stuff with the Jeffrey Epstein case is probably going to be unsealed soon. They lied. They were able to use the attorney and lock this information down so no one could see, not even the plaintiffs in this case could see what the result was for the plea deal and everything. And right now they're attempting to keep this under wraps. This is huge, 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 huge. And Q is saying, are they, the rich and powerful going to be able to suppress this information almost as like almost like he's taunting them, right?
Yep. And here's Q post 3050. And it's got a picture of, the Epstein temple. And it says, this is not just about sex trafficking. 1. Will the rich and powerful influence the court to prevent the unsealing? The tale of 2. 1. Sex resort, non-temple resort only. Trafficked and drugged underage girls. 2. Occult, worship of evil, temple, class 1 through 99. Haiti, pray for the victims. If you guys remember that one. Very, very interesting. Then we've got Shady, I'm going to let you take this next one here. Oh, I can actually, let me just scroll down really quick, guys. I'm sorry for the scroll. But here's one here. There's Tony Podesta, George Nader, Bill Clinton, convicted pedophile. Look at that. And businessman, convicted sex offender. He has acted as an unfortunate liaison between Washington politician and Middle Eastern officials. Here's another one here. This is actually maybe Chelsea Clinton's husband. Ricardo Chez, Bill Clinton, George Nadler. This could be, this is the one, I'm sorry. The one in the middle with the question mark. George Nadler, Jose Calzada instead of Podesta, and Ronaldo Gonzalez Bunster. So there's still a little bit of, we're not sure.
What's your opinion on the mystery guy there?
Chelsea Clinton's husband?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yep.
I don't know if they ever decided that's what everyone else thought as well, but that's where most people were leaning yesterday.
Yeah. And with that, let's go to the next one, Shady.
That could possibly be the photographer there, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the next one talking about is giving us this link to the court appeals, or the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, and talking about Nick Lewin, Mueller connection, ? Comey connection, ? National Security, Q. And I'll drop this in there, but it's the brief from the case that Q is wanting everybody to look at. So check that out and see the legitimacy of this. He's pointing you right to these cases that are going to be the lead in to all of this stuff. New York on 500 Fifth Avenue, 34th floor. There's the arraignment. There's the guidelines.
Yeah, and also I forgot to show you this. Remember, Q says, are the rich and powerful going to allow these indictments? Look at this article right here that the Sharp Edge got. 2 mystery parties filed legal briefs attempting to limit public release of information that could connect them to underage sex trafficking operation run by Epstein partner Ghislaine Maxwell. Nick Lewin, who worked for Mueller and Comey, filed the brief. Look at this, right in the Miami Herald, guys.
They think they're going to get away with it. They still think they're going to get away with this.
So we know this. Where are they now? Look at Q even used that. Where are they now? Wow. So this is an article, guys. I'm going to drop this into the chat for you guys. Let's go ahead and make sure we look at that. So Sharp Edge, major hat tip to you. And if you're not following the Sharp Edge 1, make sure you do.
Great account.
Yep. All right, and then so we went to that, Shady. We covered the Nick Lewin. We looked at the Politico?
Yeah, that
PDF.
was the arraignment, or the brief there.
Got it. So now here we go into some really kind of sick stuff, guys. So this is where we really need the armor of God on from here on out. And 3133 reposted the picture, and Anon says, started digging on the Q pic posted, trying to figure out who took the pic. Doing a search of it on TinEye, the first article that pops up is from the True Pundit last March. One thing that popped out, going to dig further in a bit, was the location of where the pic was taken. Clinton is seen here kicking back at a beach day in January 2017 in Palmilla, Bayahibe, an inclusive haven of warm waters and refuge near the so-called Paso de Caturano, very close to Isla Saona. This resort is only accessible by private boat. No idea who took the pic yet. Still digging, but I'd like to share the location in case it helps some of you. Anybody know anything about this, quote, resort? Is it the last resort? And then here's the True Pundit article. Busted, Mueller's new star witness against Trump caught partying at exclusive island resort with Bill Clinton. So make sure you go ahead and check that out as well. And let me go back to that Q post. And Q drops also Rachel Chandler, her website, and here's her Tumblr and everything. So we don't need to go into that because there's plenty of digs on this coming up. And then so Q post, Q goes on to say, how many girls were waiting for their return to the boat? Who owned the boat? What does a handler procure? Is the handler one of many in Killbox connected to Epstein? Flight logs reveal many hidden artifacts. RC. Q, RC in the kill box. So Clinton there was Clinton was there with 2 males and 2 females or something like that. So we're gonna have to look for an RC in that Rachel Chandler or Rachel Chandler. We're gonna have to look for that in the manifesto there, or the manifest log, whatever it's called. Then Q post 3133, Shady.
And in that post, it gives us the repost of that one, and then says, "Who is Rachel Chandler?" Q. So this dig is going to be massive, everyone. We're now seeing that Rachel Chandler may be multiple people. Definitely is a person. So this, like the stuff that's coming up here, that was 3134, and then 3135 goes on into that and says, what high profile elite people fund and provide Rachel with her photography studio? What is the studio used for? What is the studio really used for? Who has RC been pictured with? This goes far beyond spirit cooking models. Q. Now I was kind of thinking that that this RC matrix in 3133 may have been Rachel Chandler. I don't know if it is or not. I'm not sure what you think about that, but it does. The next couple posts kind of allude to maybe that's what the RC there means.
Yeah, they're thinking Rachel Chandler or Randy Coleman, allegedly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm leaning towards Chandler, just so you know.
Right. Yeah. And then you just jumping right over into 3136 is giving you like the lead into this. Chandler equals, Anon says Chandler equals child handler. These people are sick.
Yeah.
Then the Q responds to that. If the records become unsealed, much will be revealed. Watch the news for Rachel Chandler. Q.
Right. So we're gonna just kind of look at some of the posts that the Anons did. I'm just gonna scroll up there.
I'm seeing you there.
Yep. And then the next Q post, which is 3137, says, this one case has the ability to bring down the many rich and powerful people, those who scream the loudest. And there's Eminem. If you recall Eminem, he has a music video where he kills Ivanka Trump and puts her in his trunk. I mean,
Yep.
This guy screams pretty darn loud, man. 3137. The next Q post is just a repost of Anon research. Looking here, we've got Rachel Chandler Guinness. I am 14 here, is what this says. And Takuni, whoever, Penudugal says prime age. So who's that person right there on the far left?
P. Diddy.
And who is this girl right here? Rachel Chandler Guinness, who is 14. Okay.
And all fine with pictures being taken.
Right. Right. And there it is again. So this is Ray Chandler at 17 or 16 with, what's his name?
Eminem.
Eminem, yeah. Then here we go. Here's another picture. Isn't that Frazier? Who is that guy?
No, it was somebody else. Who was that? I'm trying to remember. There was so much going on last night.
I know, it's crazy.
Who that guy was. But the next guy was a Secret Service agent, believe it or not.
This guy?
Yeah.
I am a Secret Service agent. Okay.
Under Clinton.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and Sniper, USMC Sniper and Secret Squirrel saw those pics years ago. Nasty. Yeah, and he's right, because we dug on all this stuff a long time ago. Poussin says it's Tom Arnold. Is it really?
No, I don't. They were saying it was somebody else last night. I can't remember.
That is Tom Arnold, dude.
You think it is?
Yeah, Tom Arnold actually attacked me. That's very interesting, man.
I wasn't recognizing him with the beard. It may be.
That's Roseanne's husband.
They were calling him somebody else. They were saying this picture was somebody else last night.
That really looks like him, though. That really does look like him. And I want to show you this real quick, because it's Tom Arnold, and we're talking about the Q movement. And
that you're blocked?
No. So Tom Arnold says this.
There.
You serious? Roseanne knows exactly who Q is. Turns out it's some kind of star effer. So does her family, and now so do I. Scary. Do you want to tell the kids the truth before one of us ruins Christmas? How about those four storm clouds? So apparently I'm Q, along with Swampy back in the day, and some Tosifias and this guy
I'm gonna
here,
go. I'm gonna
Casey.
go see if I can't find who they were saying this was. I don't think that was Tom Arnold.
Uh, there's people in there. I'm just
Are
gonna
they
drop
saying
you
it was?
guys my Tom Arnold attack tweet. All right, so that's Tom Arnold attack tweet. Let me just get that out of the way. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just doing a bunch of things here. All right, so we got that. It does look like him. It looks like Frasier too. Don't think it's Tom Arnold. Tom is short and shriveled. Somebody says. Somebody will get it. All right, so that's that picture there, and that was Q post 3138 reposting Anon research. Again, more Anon research. We got Bill Clinton here with some little girl. Yeah, that's disgusting. 3139. Then we've got 3140. We've got Epstein Island dungeon beneath the temple. Sex and torture rooms openly flaunt across social media. Untouchable? Q. And what this post doesn't show you is,
The 12 frame picture.
yeah, let me get it.
And this picture was dropped to us by Q in the springtime last year as we were first being led into some of the inner workings of the Epstein Island complex.
Right, and we've done some major digging on this as well. Wow, they don't really want me to go to this picture, do they? There it is. All right, so this is in the basement here. This person here and channel 11 looks awfully a lot like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and the picture in channel 10 right there to the left of that looks a lot like chefs working on things around the table.
Yep, they're working on something and they're sitting and they're naked as well, just so you know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then channel 16, 15. Look at this. This is underneath Epstein Island. Okay.
Not the most sanitary conditions for food preparation there.
I don't think it.
I just say it.
All right. So now here's the Zero Delta Shady 3141. Take it.
All right, 3141 gives us a zero delta. And then Q responds saying, thank you, Anon. And here you can see that the Q post coming in on the 20th, yesterday, 214046. And you see that the president's tweet at 2140 as well, referring to the John Solomon as Russia collusion fades Ukrainian plot from the president, but hitting the 0-minute delta again.
And Q was in before POTUS.
Q was in before POTUS, and this has got to be 25. I mean, has it been that many? It's 23, 22, 25, zero deltas now. This is
QD Sharp says Randy Quaid. That could be Randy Quaid. Yeah, that could be him. So whoever it is, it's still disgusting. Sorry, Shane. I didn't mean to interrupt, brother.
No, it's all good. But I'm just trying to remember if are we at the 23 or 24 zero deltas now?
Man, I don't have the exact count, but it was 17th on the 17th. I mean,
it was 17 on the 17th, but since then there's been like 5 or 6. Another one yesterday, guys.
Yeah,
comms 1-to-1.
Yeah, and Q said we're trying to get to 0, so that's them. That's Q and POTUS trying to get to 2140.00, 2140.00. Both they're trying to get that. So stay tuned. All right, so we've got 3142. Where are they now? Did you see that, Shady?
Yeah.
In the article earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. In that article, it said, where are they now? And we're talking about the Jane Doe and Jane and John Doe trying to stop the indictments from coming out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So these are pictures. Oh, my God.
I mean, in these pictures, now just look at how, I mean, I know this is disturbing, everyone, but just recognize how this is being presented. Models to watch in 2017, as predicted by Midlands agency Rachel Chandler and Walter Pierce. Now, you can say models to watch all you want, but what that looks like to me is a menu.
Yeah. And
they're advertising, guys. Well, they're advertising.
What most people don't realize is our high school yearbooks are also menus.
That's
for missing
right.
Children.
And so is your Facebook and your kids' Facebook.
Yeah. And people doxing your children on Twitter.
I've been hearing a couple of people, coming back at me in the conversations and saying, "Oh, well, I don't really, it doesn't really matter that they're, what difference does it make that a foreign entity or foreign governments are tracking or looking at my information?" I'll tell you what difference it makes. It makes a difference whenever your children have their stuff on Facebook or Twitter or wherever it is, and the information is being given through back channels to foreign countries who target children. Okay, that's what they're using these platforms for,
Yeah.
in the background, to target children. So if your child happens to catch the eye of a foreign diplomat,
Glenna says, "Are they all handlers?" No, Glenna, these are victims.
these are victims. These are people who have been kidnapped, drugged, photos taken of, and are being sold on the world market.
Right. And I got iPot said that it's Johanna Lindberg. Okay, thank you, Brad Cuford. I love your name, man. So yeah, so
Brad Cuford.
yeah, and
I
my
love that.
and my children were doxxed with by some chick that says Paula loves children with the Illuminati hand symbolism. So these people are sick. This is not a game, folks. Okay, and here we go to Q3143. This is DuckDuckGo search results. This is the designer's first encounter with our 42nd president. Was in college years, worked with the Secret Service. That's the gentleman that has the thing on top of the head. I don't know what they actually call
There's
it.
also a picture with Marina Abramovic.
Right there in the middle. Yeah, that Waris Aluwalia. That's his name right there. This is Bill Clinton with Rachel Chandler. And we saw this is the Rachel Chandler that must have been 14, 15, or 16 right here with Bill Clinton.
This is a Secret Service agent that worked for Bill Clinton that made it.
Yep. Yeah.
So you can do your own math of how he got to the other side of that experience.
And this is actually 0 hour, and it says moving fast, Lolita Express. That's interesting. Then you've got the WWD, which is a news aggregator. War is Alawalia Commission for Clinton Foundation anniversary. So Warles Alawalia. It's a really tough name to say. But the designer created a pendant for the gala dinner and live auction celebrating the 10th anniversary. And there he is right there. And that obviously looks like somebody else. Rachel Chandler, again, with this Secret Service agent. That's
Back
Q-Post
then, even.
3143. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then Q posts basically, I don't need to go here because the pictures are up here, but Rachel Chandler's Tumblr, Anon says, is just on the edge of gross. And
It's beyond gross.
we're going to just kind of go through these so you guys get the idea, but I'm not going to stop.
There's no reason to go to that Tumblr account.
There's your one-eyed
Bad enough that
symbolism.
we're having to put these pictures up.
There's your one-eyed symbolism. That looks like Lady Steph, by the way. Go ahead, keep going. Keep going. Yep, look at this. There's a little baby on the right there, guys. That's Q Post 3144. Pray for all these people. Q Post 3145. Anon drops Lisa Mae Crowley. Congratulations, Lisa Mae.
Boom.
This is a photo of
Lisa Mae from April of last year.
Yeah, of April of last year. This is when we were digging on all this again.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? So this is a redig for us Anons, but it might be new to people that are new to Q. So that's why we're kind of going over it. Photo is Prince Andrew with Virginia Roberts, who accused the prince and Alan Dershowitz of having sex with her when she was a teen. The prince is a friend of convicted pedo Jeffrey Epstein. Rachel Chandler, was an alleged handler for Epstein. And there's your prince, and there's the girl. And then look up Ray Chandler. None are safe. Q. April 6th.
I would like to draw people's attention as well to the name Alan Dershowitz. And if you do not know who he is, well, he's a regular on Fox News. And now within the last 3 months, I've heard him say at least 10 times that we shouldn't be criminalizing politics.
Right. And hey, Scott Thompson, yes, they are sick and twisted, but we're trying to keep the language here so YouTube doesn't have a reason to, get us. I appreciate your comment. I love your comment, and I agree 100% with it. But just know that I can't put it on there.
And the reason is, guys, YouTube is now censoring videos because of chat content. So I would just like to ask you if you could please keep it as clean as possible. We do not know which comment they're going to point to and take us off the air. So please, our mods are out there working overtime. Don't make it any harder on them. Just make your comments as above board as possible, and we would appreciate that for our existence here.
And Scott, much love, brother. Man, it's not.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just these censors. We're not the censors. We're being censored. Okay. So much love, brother. And so Q says, actually just says the Royals are in there somewhere as well. Q reposts that. Q3146. This is Peter Beard and Rachel Chandler. Peter Beard, Shady? I didn't really dig on him yet.
He actually is he has a studio as well, like a photography type thing, similar setup. Rich guy type who is obviously right in the middle of all of this stuff.
There he is. This is Peter Beard's Enter the Site. Let's enter the site. This is Peter Beard's studio. The documentary that summer premiered in May 18th, New York City, opens in theaters across the U.S. and Europe this spring and summer. It's called That Summer. This is his artwork, apparently. Information, licensing, blah, 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 blah. Let's just look real quick. Oh, yeah, that's really nice stuff, huh? You want to put that on your wall, guys?
Yeah, it's not good. It's another New York studio. And when Q said in post, what number was it here? We just went over what is the studio really for? It's for advertisement. It's for taking pictures of abducted and kidnapped people, children, and selling them on the world market.
Yep.
And that's what we're exposing here. I know that we have a lot of things that we've been digging into that have to do with Mueller, have to do with the OIG, have to do with the attacks on Trump. But this that we're discussing right now is pervasive worldwide and has been for a few thousand years and has been pushed under the rug and pretended like it doesn't exist. This is what's going to open this conversation up and expose these people for what they really are. And I have no empathy, sympathy, or compassion for any of them because of it.
Yeah, and I guess QD Sharp just said, "Oh my gosh, it might have been Tom Arnold." So we're just going to keep that as open. The bottom line is, it was a man of age with a woman underage, and a famous person too. So whatever. I don't really care about the stars. I don't even follow them. I watch a movie for a movie. I don't watch it for who is in it. But here is 3146. This is Rachel Chandler had the possible Epstein Island security cam pic on her Instagram, and that is absolutely correct. That's where we got it back in April, I think, April. And because she actually locked her Instagram down but the Anons grabbed it. We have it all. Okay, look at this. Somebody even commented, because this is July 19th, 2013. Ray Chandler, a lot of bedrooms. Somebody says QAnon this is slick. So there's people commenting recently when we got it last April. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And we're going back to the Q map again, Shady. We are at Q3147. We're going to keep going. More Ray Chandler digs. This is Harvey Newton says, "Where's Chloe's dress? Do you have an angel wings on?" At Rachel Chandler Guinness. That's era, whatever that means. Thank you. What a lovely layered haircut. These girls are too young, guys. Okay? They're underage. 3148. Here we go. And being a father, this is just sick to see. I'm sorry. Here's some more 3149. More, girls posing for whatever camera. Q wanted us to look at that. This is Matt Rothschild and Rachel Chandler. Left to right. So left is Matt Rothschild, Rachel Chandler, Adam McEwen, and Brianna Lance. And they attend a Brant Foundation Study Center expedition for the Oscar the Grouch at Brant Foundation Study Center or something like that. So there's a Getty image, which we know that they're part of the California family. And they'll probably pull these pictures off because Getty always pulls pictures off my Twitter. All right, so here's the 3151. Somebody says, "I," and it's a self-portrait, Marfa journal. Here you go. Look at the reflections in the mirror, and it's just,
And here we have Richard Gere.
and that's RachelChandler.us. That's on her website, guys. There's some shoes here that look pretty scary. They cut the bottoms off very interestingly, and they're called addiction shoes. Then we've got Ray Chandler here with Richard Gere, or whoever that is, if that is Ray Chandler. I don't know.
I'm not sure who the female is, but that's definitely Richard Gere.
Yep. And then you've got Britney
It is her
Spears,
account.
right?
Yep,
Okay.
sure is.
Then you've got Q says, and that looks like Britney right there as well. And here we are at 3152. Britney Spears is licking Prince Albert with designer. It says Prince Albert with designer. That may or may not be Britney Spears, but Andrew is deeply connected. Q. Okay. Now we know that these princes are. If the queen is a payseur, these also could be payseurs, guys.
And also, there's a tremendous amount of connections to this Ray Chandler and Nikki and Paris Hilton. There were a
Yep.
couple people that posted on the chans last night. I'm not sure, you may end up had this in your thread down through there, but
Well, here's the Q post with them.
yeah, and it was Matt Rothschild married Nikki Hilton.
Yes.
And Ray Chandler was people were describing going to school with her. Her parents actually owned the LA Times a while back in the 80s, so they were huge in LA then, and they were saying that she was getting access to the celebrities at 14, 15 years old, times in her life where she shouldn't be going to adult parties that she was going to, and had really befriended the Hiltons. And so now you're seeing this kind of come back around. Q's talking about her account. It looks to me like this is a lead in for so much stuff. And Q says times 100 in a minute, but that is Matt Rothschild married to Nikki Hilton.
Yep. And here's we just went through and I showed you guys some imagery that you just skipped through a Q post. There are just imageries. And then 3155, keep digging anons. Rachel Chandler is key, and I'm gonna this is absolutely disgusting, guys. I'm not even going to describe that photo. I think you can see it. This is why we need our.
One of those was the picture of Prince Andrew. There was another picture of Prince Andrew. Oh yeah, I see where you're at now.
Yeah,
You're 31.
Then we're going to. This is another one with a boy that looks very malnourished and dirty and beat up or what have you.
And I'd like for anyone out there who's watching us to know that the stuff that you're looking at right now is extraordinarily
Disgusting.
mild. It's disgusting, but it's mild in comparison to some of the stuff you will see if you go to the Tumblr accounts or to a few of these other people's accounts that are calling themselves artists and photographers and da-da-da-da.
Right, and terpene tester, I totally agree with you 100%, but we cannot have a swear word on here because YouTube is censoring us big time. So I'm sorry, brother, but I totally agree with you. I just want you guys to know, we know what you guys are saying, okay? And we feel you. There's no words. And this is the Pope's shoes, the red shoes that are allegedly made out of human skin, which are absolutely disgusting.
Baby skin.
I can't even.
That's what they're supposedly, that's what they're made out of.
Allegedly, right.
Yep.
And then we've got Ray Chandler here, the fam Damley. This is the squad I want to be a part of. Oh my God, that baby. Oh my God, that baby. 3155. Then we've got 3156. Q says Ray Chandler equals Allison Mack times 100. Right? So you guys all remember Allison Mack. That's the NXIVM cult. And she's human trafficking and getting women to join the cult and whatnot. So it's interesting. Look at the date on the pink picture. Which is the pink picture? Let me go back. There it is. The date on the pink picture is November 10th, 2016. And it looks pretty disgusting. It looks like maybe some sort of ritual being held. I don't know what it is. Okay. So cruising back up, Rachel Chandler equals Allison Mack times 100. 3157 goes to Michael.
I don't know that you should click on that link.
Oh, well,
let's just stay off of that link.
Yeah, this is obviously very disgusting.
It's very disturbing, and no one really has to look at that.
Connection to Ray Chandler. Are you awake? Q. And I was sleeping at that time. Thank you, Q. Um, but I'm awake, if that makes any sense. 3158 says the Standard Hotel, Rachel Chandler, Q. And then Q, we were talking about this earlier. Q says, who did Nikki Hilton, sister of Paris, marry? James Rothschild. And there's Nikki and Paris right there.
The inner workings of these families is on another level, everyone. The
Well, it's a
amount
satanic
of
breeding
time,
group. Remember? I mean,
right, the amount of time that they put into the breeding system and into hiding the bloodlines and hiding the children and making, all of this occult stuff that goes on is unbelievable for a normal average, ordinary, working day American person. The depravity that is going on is so immense, and the connections are everywhere. So, like we're seeing with this lead in of the whole college thing, I think the Q is telling us here to pay attention to whenever you see Rachel Handler in the news. It's going to be coming up in the news. I'd like to also point out how close the name Rachel Chandler is to the name Chelsea Handler.
yeah.
You
And
know, so
I want to.
I'm not saying anything other than the idea of that is a super loud voice who is connected to the Netflix
Oh,
scheme.
yeah. Right, right.
You
I
know,
want to. We know that the Rothschilds from that Q post are the cult leaders and the cult people, right? So 189 talks about how powerful they are, right? So identify symbolism, owl and Y. Which performers, celebs supported HRC during the election? Who performed during her rallies? What jewelry and/or tattoos present? What other events do they attend together? What does HRC represent to them? What celebrities have owl and Y head symbols? And I'm going to go down just a little bit too. It says their need for symbolism will be their downfall. MSM role, push conspiracy theory. Social media role, push conspiracy theory and institute new rules for allowing ban censorship. The graphic is key. Reread graphic. What family did Soros replace? Why? Part 2. So Soros replaced the Paysaurus, Shady, essentially, right? Part 2. How were they adopted into the cult as children? What were they provided for obeying and staying silent, brainwashed? And what all that you know to be right is wrong. The cult runs the world. Fantasyland. The world is fighting back and destroying the cult. 20% public, 80% private. The world would otherwise collapse. 40,000 foot view again, and need to decrease altitude to avoid conspiracy label. What was necessary? Godfather 3. All right, so this is some of the stuff here. Here's Anderson Vanderbilt 344, same sick cult. They all belong to the same sick cult. Here's the one I was talking about. Q Post 299. The Rothschilds are the cult leaders. Then you've got the Church, Vatican. Then you've got Pesur. And this is it, guys. Bishop, cult. All right. Owls, the cult, DC.
so that is Johan Lindeberg, a Swedish fashion designer born in Lund, Sweden, is who
Aha.
the person is.
Thank you. Thank you very
And
much.
I'm pretty sure from looking at his bio here, that's him.
Right. So ancient Egyptians considered gold the skin of the gods. And look at Mike Rothschild's family here. Look at them. Whoa, Nikki, you did well. You did really well. Gold Q. Look at them. Wow. Way to go, Nikki. And here's Allison Mack of Nexium Sex Cult naming big names. And I think this is important for this as well. Mack is naming names. Big names in Hollywood / government. Local / federal. Proof. The Standard Hotel. Helicopter crash. All related. Future proof pass. AS. Feeling okay? Why is the Mexican border, Long Beach port, so important? TikTok LLC. And we've done a lot of research on this stuff.
And
here,
not to mention that, remember whenever the choppers landed in LA, there was a quote unquote drill, a military drill occurring near the Long Beach port at that same time. So it almost looked like a distraction op where they were distracting at Long Beach while they were doing the uptown
right,
distraction.
right. So this is all about the cult, right? Remember this guy? What are shovels used for? Digging, burying. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go back through some of those Q posts. And actually, Shady, I do have a couple other things here, and I'm gonna blur some people's eyes really quick. I'm sorry about this. I'm just gonna scroll a little bit because I needed to come down
You
here a little bit.
know,
Oh, I wanted to play this just for a little lightheartedness. This is let me see. Hang on one second. Let me just pause this. This is Kim Clement, who saw the letter
I
Q.
saw this yesterday.
Yeah, and this is a hat tip to at Veterans Always. This is Too Tall RN
Do you
at
know when
Veterans
this was
Always.
recorded?
I don't. I think it was 2017, but I'm not
Okay, a
certain on
couple years
that.
ago. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to actually also thank you, veteran always. She was actually not sure of me. I had since unblocked everybody in my feed, and she went back and she followed me again. So she actually came back, guys. She realized that the crap was crap. So really, thank you, veterans always at veterans always hat tip. And let's play this real quick, guys.
A human mind, and the weapon that is in this human mind came to me when I saw some alphabetical letters. I saw some letters. At first I thought it was A to Z. Now this is a puzzle to me right now, but God almost said to me, focus on this so that the mystery can be unfolded. The letters were A and Q. That's all I saw. And he said, that's
A and Q. And I think A equals anons, you guys, and Q equals Q.
Yeah, you notice how he said like a weapon against them,
Yeah, a weapon against them, guys.
A and Q.
Yeah. So,
And someone was saying he passed away a few years ago, so
yes,
this is a little older than maybe 2017.
2016, according to our YouTube awesome Anon Patriots.
Anons.
Yes, beautiful Patriots. All right. So, again, we're going to just, I'm sorry for this again because there's some things here. Um, there's 23 more replies because I did a little extra digging too, I think. Let me just double check. Maybe not. Maybe this is. I woke up early in the morning, guys. I tell you, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I saw Q had like 20 posts. There's 34, I believe,
One thing that maybe
yesterday.
I'll just insert in here real quick was the reference to the pictures. We had the 7 pictures that came out. If you could find that little graphic, was pretty awesome. The Clapper, Yates, Susan Rice, Loretta Lynch, Brennan Comey, and McCabe,
Ask and
and
ye
that
shall
kind
receive, Shady.
right. And so if you go back to we look at this Q post 153, why hours after the election did 7 people travel to an undisclosed location and hold a very private and highly secured guarded meeting? So this could be this to me looks like the
The
7
Skiff
that it would have.
7.
Yeah, who else would it have been
Right. I mean, that actually
other
makes a
than
lot of
Hussein
sense.
and Hillary? You know, so these guys more than likely were working with No Name and with the state or with Hillary and with Hussein. Whatever their plan was, whether it was to kidnap Barron or to take out one of his family members, whatever they were planning behind the
They
scene,
wanted a coup
they wanted a coup, and they were willing to attack
and
an
kill our
elected
president,
president, a president or one of his kids.
or
Who,
both or all.
I mean, we know they've tried to kill him a few times, but you know,
Yeah.
going after his children, you know, these people are sick. They have no bounds, and we are cornering them. And you know, we do expect them to act like cornered rats whenever we corner the
Yeah.
rats.
And I call these guys the Skiff 7. Then this is very interesting too. This is a Q post back in January 31st, 2018. What happened at the hotel, AS? And look at this. You've got up in the upper right, you've got Oliver, Zam, and Terry Richardson outside Coco Del Mar, New York photo. You've got the purple diary too, right there. And at the bottom, you've got the smoking gun. Rachel Chandler. It's the third from the left. It's Ray Chandler at the hotel. Look at it. Look, she's doing some. I don't know what the heck they're doing. They're doing interesting. But what happened? So here's your AS and Chandler and Epstein Island. Everything's connected now.
I want to maybe throw in a couple of tidbits with this. Number one, this is January of 2018. Right after this post came out, the helicopter crash that was carrying the general manager for Standard Hotel. And also, to give you a little bit of backstory, there was an incident that occurred at the Standard Hotel a few years back where a huge amount of this unusual material deteriorated the sewage pipes and stuff under the hotel and actually opened it up, like, so where someone had poured acid or some material of that sort and destroyed the drain lines in the underneath into the subway system of that hotel, an event that no one really knew about or talked about until the Anons started digging on it. But that did occur just a few years back, and I was seeing on the chans last night some people speculating that maybe Miss Chandler had something to do with that, causing that incident, or the person that was the general manager that died in the helicopter had something to do with that. But we also do know Adam Schiff's connections to Ed Buck,
right,
and all the other children's foundations and whatnot. I mean, we go back, we have pictures of him being a, quote, big brother whenever he was younger in his political career. Just creepy things going on.
And I want to be all about fact, guys. And somebody, Net Detective, you said 408,000 on QMap now. That's 408,000 users in the past 24 hours, not at the same time.
Right. Yeah, that is a cumulative number. I actually thought that was different too until recently.
And if you hover your mouse over, like I'm showing you here, you'll see that that's for the users in the past 24 hours. That's still huge. Don't get me wrong.
That's still a huge number coming to. I mean, there's 5 or 6 sites that are aggregating the post. This is just one of them.
One of many.
Right. And so this is 500,000 users since less than 24 hours ago.
So we've got 1,144 people watching. Thank you guys very much for watching us. We really appreciate it. And, please, if you could smash that like button for us, if you could share it. We're stuck at 27,000 subscribers because of censorship.
Our subscription has not moved up in 3 weeks.
Not one number. It's amazing. So if you guys could share and help us, we'd really appreciate it. Also, the last thing that I have here is the Russian official says Obama is a communist KGB agent. So there it is, all wrapped up into a little bow for you guys. Patty, Kylie, thank you. I want to say, Shady, let's pay attention. Let's see if our YouTube guys, Patriots, have any comments or questions. We're here for you guys, and we thank you very much for tuning in to the Matrixxx Groove Hour, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, on Friday, we have the Q Lounge Live at 10 p.m. Eastern. And, we've got our new website. I just want to quickly cruise over there. We are at intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. This is the new and improved website. Let me just get it. I
want to maybe throw a couple words out there. I know the stuff that we went through here today was hard to look at. It makes you frustrated. It makes you angry. I get that. It does the same to us. We're a little bit conditioned to having dug on some of this and been around in the past. I've actually had information leading into some of the stuff for a long time now, and to see it come into light is a very, very good thing. I know it's hard to look at, but you have to recognize that until you put the light on the cockroaches, we don't get them. And we are putting the light on the cockroaches right now. This was a shot across the bow from Q last night to the deep state. You want to play a game? We're getting ready to play a game, and we're going to push you to the brink. They're either going to do one of two things. They're going to attempt to shut down the whole internet to prevent you guys from moving this information around, or they're going to take their own lives in the dark of night, because they are exposed now. We have the information. That is why the mainstream media is coming so hard after Q and QAnons. Now we have the guy that killed the mob boss with a Q on his hand, and they're trying to connect the New Zealand shooting to Mr. Trump. We have the video from that shooting. The guy is shooting a shotgun at his windshield driving down the road. He does it 3 times. It doesn't even put a hole in the windshield. It's absurd what they're passing off. And New Zealand folks out there, I really feel for you, because it is not your right to protect yourself has nothing to do with someone else murdering people.
That's right.
And that conversation is lost in most of the world. That is why America is so important. That is why you Patriots are so important. Because what? Because even all of the world knows that if you tried to invade America, there would be a gun barrel behind the blade of every grass. That is the way we beat off the central bank to begin with. This time we're doing it with an information campaign. This is the information campaign. This is exactly like being in the Civil War and working with, or the Revolutionary War, and working with disinformation and real information and moving it around, and this group and this group, and then you find out who the people are that are on your team because you're putting information over here. All of this stuff happening in real time is imperative for this to penetrate. And also the last Q post was 3160, where he gave you the FBI.gov tips.
That's right. Link. Yep. See something, say something, guys.
See something, say something. We're seeing something here.
And there it is. The FBI.gov tips.
If you feel compelled to share the information that you're seeing here, it is valid tip material.
Yeah. And Shady, real quick, Patriots, I want to let you know that somebody very close to us, their father just passed away. And if you could send a little prayer for our friend Jason, whose father passed away, we'd really appreciate it. He's an amazing Patriot. I'm sure he wishes he could, be with us today, but he's having to take care of his dad, and he's done a great job taking care of his dad, Jason. And I pray for you and your family. I know it's grandfather, excuse me, Jason's grandfather or Jason's dad. I can't remember. But Jason, you're my friend, and you're a Patriot, and we're praying for you. Thank you. And I don't know if is it. I thought it was his dad, guys. So, anyways, Jason, prayers, nevertheless. And
from all of us.
There's also prayers that we need out for our other Patriot community and friends. We've had some people really kind of go off the deep end a little bit, and I want to pray for Corticon. But the rants and everything that he's been doing lately has actually been crazy. I'm a friend of his. I will always be a friend of his. I did have to actually block him for a little bit. I pray for you, Corticon. There's the sharp edge as well. So there's the Q proof. So basically, guys, Shady. Oh, look what I saw yesterday. How cool is that? I saw this. I'm driving, and I'm
nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. That looks like a Q post and everything, doesn't it?
What are you looking at? Nothing to see here. But what are you looking at? Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. So Mike P, I think, knows where this is, but don't say where it is because we all know where it is. But it's near where I live, and spotted in Florida. Nothing to see here, guys. I almost crashed my car. Also, Martin Geddes, who's amazing, is the QArmy Soldier Manual. I thought it was awesome. I'll share it to you guys. We don't really have a lot of time to go over it because I think Trinity is picking up that phone, Shady. Do you have any last words for our brothers and sisters out there in YouTube land and Periscope? Hello, Periscope. We're going to be rebroadcasting this on Periscope in, let's say, I'd say what?
6 Eastern?
6 Eastern, yes.
Okay.
Also, guys, we have Patreon as well. The Patreon link is right there. Any way to help us grow, we got something big coming to you. Also, we've got a PayPal as well if you should want to, join the PayPal. Webmaster Q has been absolutely phenomenally working frantically, pulling out all of his hair to where we're going to try to get live Q posts on intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. So stay tuned for all of that, guys. So if you can help, great. It's not required. Nothing's ever required. Shady, I'm going to turn it back to you. Oh, look at our new logo for the QSN, our social network. This is the new logo, so you can click that on intheMatrixxx.com and join our social network. There's over 3,000 users right now. And we're all threats actually, because it's only 200 that they posted on with Hillary Clinton, but we're all targets, guys. And if any one of us needs to throw up to find out where we're all at, to throw up the flag and say, hey, I'm over here, guys, I'm off Twitter, this is where to gather. It's the QArmy social network. And guys, we'll see you over there. And that's the direct link to Matrixxx.com, Kiwi. And then I just dropped underneath Kiwi there the actual link to go straight to the social network. So Shady, with that, go ahead and give us our final thoughts for today.
Well, I can see that Trinity has the phone, but I also see a light, everyone. I see your truth. I see your hope. I see your spirit, and I see your resolve. And the resolve comes in the form of a functional republic of which we choose to govern ourselves with. The folks that represent us in government are your servants, not the other way around. We need to reorient the way we think, and we need to bring our power back to ourselves and recognize that the people that we elect are our servants, not the other way around. That's part of the conversation we all want to have here. That's part of what we're doing with this. That is what your president is asking you to do. And so we are making a call to you guys to continue to do that, to continue to stand up for your republic, stand up for America, stand up for your brothers and sisters, no matter what they think, no matter how hard they disagree with you. Remember to defend their right to do so. If we do that and recognize that all of our rights are exactly the same as all of their rights, we can superimpose this conversation, drives away from the narrative that there is division among us by the mainstream guys. This is going to be a bumpy road. Matrixxx and I are going to be here. intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com is going to be here. This is a group effort, a worldwide effort, an anon effort, a patriot effort, and the Patriots aren't loyal to America. The Patriots are loyal to freedom, and we see you, world. We hear you, world. We are with you, world, and we are coming soon. So keep your powder dry out there, everyone, and don't forget to join us here again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. West. Also, the Q Lounge Live tomorrow night at 10 p.m. or 10 p.m. in the evening. So lots and lots of stuff coming, Matrixxx. I appreciate you and all the work that you do. I know it's tireless, and it's terrible for us to have to go through this, but I feel great. Shady. I feel like this is my calling to be here for you.
It's all of our callings right here. Yes.
For once in my life, I actually feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there, and it's because of all of you and all of your support. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the case. So that's my long and short of it. Much love, Matrixxx. Much love to you, Trinity. Grab that phone. Let's jump out of here, but we will be back soon.
Yeah, and Trinity's going to bring us out. But before she does, I actually want to play a song because we've seen some pretty nasty stuff, guys. Let's go ahead and play Where We Go One, We Go All by Mr. J.T. Wild. This is the new unreleased version, J.T. Wild. And then we're going to go right into Trinity. God bless you, Patriots. At intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. At ShadyGroove with 3O's.com. Much love. Take it, JT.
Got the bodies in the dirt, needing someone to blame. A batch of greed and money to spare. They put the dollars in the coffers and the lies in the air. Where we go one, we go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one, we go all. Trust the plan because we have it all, and that fate is in our hands. Had a reason to fool us, but we didn't take the bait. Wanna take us to hell, but we got guns at the gate. Where we go one, we go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one.
Thank you, JT Wild. And where we go one, we go all. And Trinity's got it. So we are out. We are out till next time. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. We will see you again and then rebroadcast on Periscope at 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, Q, we're ready. We're caught up. Let's go. Let's take it out. At intheMatrixxx with 3 X's and at Shady Grooove with 3 O's. intheMatrixxx with 3 X's.com. See you guys. Much love. Keep that armor on. Peace.